Hi, my name is Jenny Waters, and I am a certified transformational nutrition coach for empty nesters. On today's video, I'm going to share with you why a leaky gut might be causing you to age faster than you realize. When I first learned about leaky gut, it totally transformed the way I thought about nutrition. I'm going to teach you what exactly a leaky gut is, also known as intestinal permeability, the signs and symptoms that you might be suffering from a leaky gut, and of course, I'm not going to leave you hanging, what you can do to take steps to fix that leaky gut. Because no one wants to age faster than they should, you deserve to feel amazing at any age. So in case you haven't heard of leaky gut, it's becoming more and more scientific based, but it hasn't necessarily made it to the doctor's office. It's also known as intestinal permeability. So your digestive tract is like this tube that keeps the outside from getting into your body. It has a thin, one cell layer deep that keeps all your food and anything that you digest in that tube instead of in your body and in your bloodstream. It lets nutrients get in, but keeps everything else out. So when you have a leaky gut, that means there's holes in that tiny cell layer, and it lets undigested food particles into your body. It lets toxins, bacteria that you don't want in, and the biggest part of your immune system is resting right outside that wall. So then it becomes attacking all these things that are leaking out of your gut and bumps up the inflammation, which then becomes chronic if you don't fix it. And that chronic inflammation leads to many diseases, cancer, Alzheimer's, autoimmune conditions. So that's the very important part of keeping your gut health healthy and intact. So think about, like here in the South, mosquitoes are a big problem. Your healthy gut lining is like a screen door keeping out the mosquitoes, and a leaky gut is like a chain link fence. You don't want all that stuff getting into your body and having your immune system have to work on overtime to fight it. So keeping your gut health strong is so important to your overall health. So now that you understand what a leaky gut is, let's dive into some of the common causes. First off is our standard American diet, also known as a SAD diet. Yes, we spend more time in the drive-through line than we do in our kitchen. We're eating more factory foods, man-made foods, than God-made foods. And that is having an impact on our gut. Those inflammatory foods and oils and chemicals are getting those holes punched into that gut lining and causing problems. A second common cause of leaky gut is all the pesticides and chemicals that our food and environment we're exposed to. It's the glyphosate or Roundup put on all of our crops. It's in so many things that you don't even realize. It's the fragrances and the chemicals we're putting on our skin. All of that goes to contributing to leaky gut. Another common cause is high stress. Yes, we live in a very stressful time, and if we don't take time to use self-care to manage that stress and lower that cortisol, which is your stress hormone, that high stress is going to cause that gut lining to be compromised. So keeping stress at a manageable level is an important factor in keeping your gut healthy. Another common cause of leaky gut is eating your personal food intolerances. I hear from my clients so many times, yeah, I always thought I was allergic to, but I keep eating it. Or, yeah, I don't always feel good after eating this food, but I keep eating it. And when you keep ignoring your body's signals and eating those foods that your body's not tolerating, that's going to compromise the lining of your gut. Another common cause is overuse of over-the-counter medications, antibiotics, and some prescription drugs. Now, always use the life jacket as you're working towards healing. Don't give up the medicine cold turkey. Work with your doctor to wean yourself off as you get your gut health back in line and don't need those medications as much. But overuse of antibiotics has been huge. I think doctors are getting more cautious about prescribing them and only when necessary, and they can be quite life-saving. But we're also getting it in the form of conventionally raised meats. The farmers are using it to keep their animals healthier, to fatten them up. And so by them having them, then you actually, by eating that conventionally raised meat, you also do. So that is contributing to hurting your gut lining. So when that thin 1-layer cell wall of your gut lining is compromised and gets holes in it, think of like the chain link fence, then undigested foods, different chemicals, some of those things are going to get into your body. And that's when your immune system goes on attack. And if it continues to have to be on attack, it starts to get a little lazy and inflammation goes up and chronic illness begins. Without any testing available for a leaky gut, you're going to have to really dial in and pay attention to the signs and symptoms of your body that are telling you whether you have a leaky gut. Here are some signs and symptoms to watch out for that are pointing you back to a leaky gut. First off, digestive issues. Yes, it could be just the tummy ache that you think of, but it also could mean extra bloating, extra gas, problems in the bathroom one way or another. Those are going to point you back to a leaky gut. Another big sign is if you have an autoimmune illness. If you have an autoimmune illness, it's highly likely that you have a leaky gut. Another sign that people love to say is because of aging, but it could actually be your gut health, is brain fog. It's not being able to really think clearly. There's just kind of a haze and like you're just always kind of muddling through. That brain fog can actually be a sign of your gut health. And they call your gut your second brain. So it makes sense that if your gut is not healthy, then your thinking's not going to be clear. Another sign of a leaky gut is food intolerances or allergies. Yes, as you heal your gut, some of those can go away, but paying attention to if a lot of foods are giving you reactions, then that means you need to work on your gut health first. Depression and anxiety. 50% of your serotonin, which is your happy hormone, is produced in the gut. So it makes sense that when your gut's not healthy, you get mood problems, anxiety, depression. So start thinking of that as a clue. Hormonal imbalances, and it cannot always be just menopause or perimenopause that's causing that. Sometimes it's actually your gut health that's to blame. And when you fix that, some of those hormonal imbalances get better or go away. Any skin issues, rashes, eczema, psoriasis, all of those are signs to watch out for. Seasonal allergies and asthma can be a sign. Hormonal imbalances, joint pain, or just extra aches and pains. No, aging doesn't have to mean that you get extra aches and pains. It might just be a sign that your gut health needs work. If you're one of those people that gets sick a lot, that means your immune system's been working overtime, and more than likely, yes, it leads back to the leaky gut. And finally, chronic fatigue. You should wake up rested and energetic for the day. And if you just are constantly using caffeine and needing a lot of rest to get through the day, that chronic fatigue could be a sign of a leaky gut. So now that you know the signs of what to watch out for, let's work on fixing it. Unfortunately, most Americans are suffering from a leaky gut in one way or another. So it's important to start focusing on those signs and symptoms your body gives you and work on rebuilding that gut health, because your gut health matters to your overall health. The first step is to remove. You're going to remove inflammatory foods. You're going to remove toxins and extra chemicals that you're exposed to. Reduce stress. Use self-care to manage that stress and lower that cortisol. reduce or even eliminate those non-steroid anti-inflammatories like Aleve or ibuprofen. If you need the life jacket, use it, but work to reduce the need for it. It's so exciting as your gut health improves that you actually forget you even need one. And then the second step is to feed your gut. You want to nourish it and boost up its strength by giving it whole organic foods. Yes, more God-made foods than factory-made foods. And if you're gonna have to buy something out of a box, keep it to 5 ingredients or less. Lots of different colors to give not lots of different nutrients. Because spoiler alert, your body is not hungry for calories, it's hungry for nutrients. So feed your gut good, nutrient-dense foods. Increase that good bacteria in your gut so it can fight off the bad. And that's either with a good probiotic or probiotic foods like sauerkraut, fermented foods like pickles and kimchi, or even kombucha. Think about probiotic foods that are going to feed that gut bacteria, and the prebiotic foods are those fibrous fruits and vegetables. So really get that nutrients into your gut to rebuild its strength. And then you want to also prioritize sleep and self-care. We want to keep that stress low, and we want to give that body a chance to rest and reset. We want to put it into a healing mode to heal that gut lining and regain your strength of that gut lining so that you can improve your health and feel better. Now here's some tough love. Yes, you can choose to ignore these signs and symptoms, take the over-the-counter remedies to try to mask those symptoms. But if you don't work on healing that gut lining, those problems are just going to be amplified. Your body starts to whisper to you, and if you don't listen, it gets louder. If you ignore the signs of a leaky gut, then you're setting the stage for chronic inflammation. And chronic inflammation is the root cause of so many chronic illnesses, such as cancer, Alzheimer's, autoimmune conditions, hormonal imbalances, joint pain, type 2 diabetes. Who has time for that when you want to enjoy this season of life? Since a lot of these symptoms are considered normal or common as a part of aging, it's very easy to ignore until the problem gets worse. I see way too many people our age with the belly fat, the swollen ankles, struggling to get out of a chair with limited mobility. And it doesn't have to be that way. You don't have to accept that. Working to heal your gut is going to help you feel vibrant and strong at any age, and you are worth it. Be sure to download the inflammation guide in the caption below and take the quiz to see how inflamed you are. You can take back control of your health and slow down that aging process. If you found this video helpful, be sure to hit that subscribe and that little notification bell for more mindset and nutrition coaching for empty nesters. Until next time, I'm Jenny Waters, your transformational nutrition and mindset coach.